3, 2, 1. Madam President.
Good afternoon, good day, good morning, good evening. Again, it's always such a pleasure to come into your homes every Sunday. That's the first form of visitation these days since the social distancing has come about. It's going to be rough and tough for a little bit, but it's better to preserve our lives than to expose ourselves out there to this coronavirus. To those of you who are not feeling well and have been affected by the coronavirus, we pray that our good Lord will heal you and bring you back to life again. And for those of you who are not practicing safe practices where you cover your mouth and you wash your hands or you wear gloves, please start doing that, because coronavirus is real. I have seen it with my own eyes. I've lost quite a few family friends and it's not easy to deal with. So please cover your faces. I know we all want to look cute, but hey, what's the cuteness without your good health? So today's topic that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be sharing with you, is waterborne diseases and water as an essential tool in the fight against coronavirus. Water is life. So without water, would we be able to survive? Without water, would we be able to prevent all these communicable diseases that are hitting us so much in this world? Let me bring on to the forum right now our editor-in-chief, Asonglefac.
Good afternoon. This is Asonglefac Nkemleke. I think from Houston, we're going to have a taste of something new, and our chair lady, Reverend Palm, is going to let us have a taste, a foretaste actually, of Africa Online Media Corporation's anthem. She's going to cue that up, and we're going to have it before we go our usual travels. So Reverend Palm, I know you're adjusting the buttons, you're touching on the buttons. Get it going. There we go.
Oh, Africa. Oh, Africans, Africans for Africa. 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 Africans have only bright idea. Only you let us share.
Madam Chair, we've lost the volume.
Are we together?
Yes, we are. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties right now, but if you continue looking at your screen, you can see the lyrics that go with our, with our national anthem, which has a very beautiful melody behind it as our chairperson tries to bring us back online. Please just read and see what Africa, what Africans for Africa. That is the title of our national anthem for Africa Online Media Corporation. Asang?
Thank you again, and let us get started with the editorial. The editorial today, just coming off hot from the print, hot from the machine. And let's see, I was trying to get to the top because I was in the middle. So you cannot get into the pot without opening it. So today, August 30th, is the 243rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. We have 123 days left until the end of 2020. If you live in the United States of America or its territories and foreign diplomatic missions, you have just 65 days to the 2020 presidential elections that are supposed to tell us what 2021 is going to bring to us. We don't do politics. but we live history. But remember that it is not just the presidency that is at stake in the United States this November. The entire House of Representatives, that is, all 435 representatives, need the whole House needs new faces actually, and 1/3 of the Senate is up for grabs. History teaches us that on this day in 1963, the first hotline communication link between the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. and the Kremlin in Moscow, that used to be the Soviet Union, was installed. Often known as the red telephone, no phones were ever used, relying instead on teletype equipment, fax machines, and most recently, secure emails. On this day in 1967, Thurgood Marshall was confirmed as the first African-American justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. That being said, we cannot start this live broadcast without stopping over in Wakanda to pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman, the man of the moment who was called to be with his maker on Friday night. He died in California, aged 43. His wife and family were with him. May his soul find peace in the Lord's bosom. Our topic this week, as you just heard our co-host say, is waterborne diseases. And given the times in which we live, we are looking at water as an essential tool in the fight against the coronavirus and the respiratory disease it causes, that is COVID-19. So what are these waterborne diseases? You may be asking and scratching your head. Don't worry. The National Institute of Environmental Health here in the United States tells us that, quote, waterborne diseases are caused by a variety of microorganisms, biotoxins, and toxic contaminants, which lead to devastating illnesses such as cholera, schistosomiasis, and other gastrointestinal problems. Outbreaks of waterborne diseases, the Institute further tells us, often occur after a severe precipitation event like heavy rainfall or snowfall, and that because climate change increases the severity and the frequency of some major precipitation events, communities, especially in the developing world, could be faced with elevated disease burden from waterborne diseases. In that line of thinking, the Institute says, quote, climate change is likely to increase diarrheal disease incidence worldwide, and extreme weather conditions may also complicate already inadequate prevention efforts. It sees waterborne diseases as illnesses caused by microscopic organisms like viruses and bacteria that are ingested through contaminated water or by coming in contact with, excuse the word, feces. Wikipedia, that free encyclopedia, sees waterborne diseases as, quote, conditions caused by pathogenic microorganisms that are transmitted in water and can be spread while bathing, washing, drinking water, or by eating food exposed to contaminated water. It says that while diarrhea and vomiting are the most commonly reported symptoms of waterborne illnesses, other symptoms can include skin, ear, respiratory, or eye problems. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, waterborne diseases account for an estimated 3.6% of the total disability adjusted life year, or DALY, D-A-L-Y, disability adjusted life year daily, or DALY. Waterborne diseases are said to, quote, cause about 1.5 million human deaths annually. The organization, that is the WHO, estimates that 58% of that burden, or 842,000 deaths per year, is attributable to a lack of safe drinking water supply, sanitation, and hygiene. The need for clean water that is fit for drinking, or what they say potable, can therefore not be overemphasized. In that light, Theodore White tells us, and we quote him, he says, quote, "A liberal is a person who believes that water can be made to run uphill. A conservative is someone who believes everybody should pay for his water." But he, Theodore White, says, he says he's in between, and he says, "I believe water should be free, but that water flows downhill." In that same manner and in that line of thought, former Senator and Secretary of State John Kerry said at one point that, quote, "In 22 states of 50 in the United States, parents can't take their kids fishing and eat the fish if they are lucky enough to catch anything because of mercury." Think about that. In 44% of all river bodies and streams, it's not safe to fish or swim. And yet industrial polluters continue to block legislation that would prevent mercury and MTBE from polluting our water supplies and leaving children with debilitating diseases. It is thus not what we say or think or do or fail to do that tells us of the importance of water in human life. Water, whatever we say, whatever we do, whatever we think, water has been there for us from creation. Water is life. That is, as told in the first chapter of Genesis, the first book of the believer's handbook, to Revelation, the last book in that handbook. And from the Spirit, that is a quote from Genesis 1, verse 2, the Spirit of the Lord hovering over the waters, through the story of the woman at the well, to Peter trying but failing to walk on water. Water is mentioned 722 times in the Bible, thereby becoming one of a few words that keep coming up in the Holy Book. Water is used for cleansing. Water is used for purification. Water is used for cooking our food. Water is used for resuscitating us when, after a tedious day on the farm or a long trek through the desert or forest, we are thirsty and dehydrated and near passing out. Water remains that important part of the human body. Up to 60%, most experts tell us. So let us dig deep into our pockets and wallets. Let us open our purses and handbags, and let us donate generously towards the noble task of providing boreholes to the peoples of Mother Africa. The way is there, so let us show the will. Yes, we can do it because water is life. And because water is life, let us join the prophet Isaiah in saying, "With joy, you," that is we, "will draw water from the wells of salvation." That is Isaiah 12:3. Yes, we can do it because, as Jacques-Yves Cousteau tells us, we must never, quote, "forget that the water cycle and the life cycle are one," end of quote. The appointment is now, the need is urgent, and the demand high, very high. So go to www.africaonlinetv.org and give your donation or sign up to sponsor a borehole. Operation Borehole 55 is our baby, our common project, our noble way of reaching out and bending over backwards to lift up our people on the African continent. The show is starting. So, Sylvia, why not take it from me?
Thank you so very much. Beautiful narrative. At least we got a gist of what's coming via Africa Online Media Corporation, September 6th. Dr. Ogoji, welcome. Let me first of all begin by welcoming everybody that is on this line. I will start with our sister Evelyn from all the way from the continent, Ambassador Lisa, Brother Agrippa, Brother Stephen, and Brother Moses. And of course, our guest today is Dr. Kingsley Ogoji. And last but not least, our esteemed chairperson, Reverend Pam. Welcome everybody to the panel. As usual, the family's together, and we're going to be talking about water and waterborne diseases today. So, Reverend Pam, did you want to chime in first before we start going down the line?
Sure. Thank you so much, Madam President. And of course, our main host, Nia Song, your editorials, I mean, I'm addicted to them. I can't get enough of them. They are new every morning. And to even think that you write those things last minute, it's not something that you have to, pray and fast before you write them. You are truly a gift to this organization, and I want to welcome everybody again one more time. The co-host, mention everybody's name. Dr. Ogoji, you are highly welcome. You are our Chief Medical Advisor for Africa Online, and you have practiced on the continent and in the diaspora. And today we are talking about waterborne diseases, but also we want to talk about the role of water in preventing these diseases and also coronavirus. You are going to be speaking at our event next Sunday. I think we should give the time to you, Dr. Ogoji, and our brothers and sisters who are zooming in from the continent, because we know our internet is very, very expensive. From the top of the hour, we're going to spend quite some time pushing that event. I was playing our anthem. I was playing just fine here. I'm not sure what happened, but we're going to play it again at the top of the hour. So I will hand over to Nia Asong so you can pose the first question to Dr. Ogoji, and it'll be good to hear from our brothers on the continent later on their experiences with waterborne diseases. Nia Asong.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Dr. Ogoji, you are welcome. I know you are from the other extreme part of the United States, that is the far west. We're in the far east. So welcome, and I hope that the sound quality is going to be as great as it has always been. I hope you do not come straight from the hospital delivering those babies, but all the same, you needed water to do all that. Waterborne diseases is not part of water, is not what we want, but then what to you is waterborne diseases?
Okay, can you guys hear me? I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Good. So waterborne disease is defined as any disease condition that is transmitted by water. So it can start from, I'm going to break it down from children, right from kids. In Africa in particular, the first, one of the vital statistics in medicine is survival in the first 5 years of life. African children, the number of children that die within the first 5 years of life is a lot in Africa compared to other parts of the world because of waterborne diseases. One of the biggest killers of children is diarrhea diseases. Diarrhea disease can range from simple food poisoning, which you can get from eating unclean vegetable, to things like cholera, dysentery, and other forms of diarrhea-borne diseases. We know that more than 7% of the body is made up of water. And in kids, they have a bigger percentage of their body is water compared to adults. So if a kid loses just about 10% of water volume, the effect on the body is serious. So you go to the hospitals in Africa, one, there's no water to give people, and two, kids coming there with diarrhea diseases that they become dehydrated and they die because of lack of water. So diarrhea disease kill a lot of children in Africa. Number two, things like malaria, which is endemic in Africa, is spread and bred by contaminated water. In this time around, not water you drank, but water standing along the road during the rainy season. In Africa, there are a lot of open gutters and unclean sanitation and untarred road and potholes in our neighborhood. Even used tires and things like bottled waters and containers that are thrown away in the neighborhood all contains pool of water. Any standing water is a breeding spot for mosquitoes. And when mosquitoes go in those bottled waters, pure water containers, plastic bags, potholes, used tires of found around our neighborhood, they grow and breed and then transmit malaria, which is one of the biggest killers of children in Africa. So malaria can be described as a waterborne disease because without poor standing water or good sewage, good drainage system, the mosquito called Anopheles that transmits malaria will not breed. That's number two. And number three, of course, when you go to the hospital, I remember those days very, very well when I was in Africa. Kids come to me after having malaria for 2-3 days. And when the kids have malaria, their blood count declined from maybe 40% to 20% within 2 days of high-grade fever. And when that happened, they developed dehydration. They came to the hospital. Even though the There's no clean water to offer the kids to drink. That's one. Two, for you to give the kids IV fluid in Africa, the parents usually have to leave the hospital and go to the chemist and buy this IV fluid, what we call drip, and bring back to the doctor to inject the children. So children come severely diarrhea, one, because there's no water in their house to drink. They get to the hospital, there's no clean water to offer them in the hospital, two. And number three, even the IV fluid, the IV fluid, which is water, that can save them, is not readily available in the hospital floors or ward to be used immediately. We have to write a prescription, give it to the mom takes this prescription, go to the pharmacy and buy this drip and bring it back before we can infuse children. By the time they bring back the drip or IV fluid, and other times the parents come, this kid is dehydrated, need IV fluid, the doctors will not treat because one, they want deposits. Parents have to go get people to get deposits to come and pay money. So by the time they get all this fluid to give this baby, you have to actually look for vein. Finding a vein in someone without enough water is like trying to have an elephant pass through the eye of a needle. So children are the biggest risk factor of dying of waterborne disease, either because of lack of water or standing of open unclean water around the neighborhood, or no water in the hospital facility to take care of these children. When I compare the healthcare there and here, when a kid comes to me in the clinic, I see that I offer the kid water right away. If the kid can drink water, sometimes that's enough to make the veins pop up and they feel better. It's medication available in most healthcare facilities in Africa, where even bottled water to drink is not available. You have to pay for it. And if I'm to move further to older adults, waterborne disease is another big problem in older adults. People with diabetes. Diabetes is a disease condition that we all know that causes high blood sugar. It makes you pee and lose water. If you have diabetes that is poorly controlled, like most people in Africa, if you stay well hydrated, your blood sugar is very unlikely to go up. But you pee water because of high sugar, you don't have enough water to drink, you end up in the hospital with diabetic coma. So many people die. So I can relate death from diabetic coma for two reasons. One, poor diagnosis. Two, no medication. And three, not enough water. In this part of the world, people have diabetes for years and years and years. If they are drinking enough water and stay hydrated, the chance of developing diabetic coma is smaller compared to Africa, where you have to buy the bottled water or drink the pure water. One, if you are buying water into drink in your house, the amount you drink is smaller. Even in my house, if I drink bottled water every day, the amount of water I'm going to drink is smaller than when I go to the tap and get water to drink. It's just natural. Human beings tend to mice what they have to pay for. In most countries in Africa, you have to buy your own drinking water, either the bottled water or the sachet water. And if you are buying it, you have 4 bottles in the house, you want to mice, or you drink half bottle, you drink half bottle. But if there's borehole available in these places in Africa, people will drink as much as they want without wondering and without thinking about the next minute or the next hour of water. So because we buy drinking water or potable water in Africa, the amount of water we drink is far less than recommended daily dose. Same thing, malaria, diarrhea diseases also affect adults, but it's not as much as children. I think I'll rest here.
Yes, take a sip of that water I see you holding, and we'll go straight to the continent. We'll land in Sierra Leone. I forgot where their main airport is, but Evelyn is out there waiting for us. Now, Evelyn, what is the incidence of waterborne diseases on the continent? Evelyn, unmute yourself.
Evelyn, unmute yourself.
Okay, unmute yourself, Evie.
I just sent a message on the chat box.
Okay.
When it comes to water, I need to qualify sub-Saharan Africa. But the issue for water in Africa is mostly or mainly in sub-Saharan Africa. And we know that sometimes in these conversations, we have our members of the other African nations from the north listening to it, and they may not want to be qualified as people who lack water. For Northern Africa, they have a coverage of 94%. for the Millennium Development Goals for water, their target was met. Their target was 92. And they reached above the target by 2015. For sub-Saharan Africa, where the critical problem is, our target was 61, we didn't reach 75, we are not even close. Because we still have so many people, we have 40% of the over 700 million people without access to improved drinking water. So that has seriosities in sub-Saharan Africa. Surprisingly, when you hear this number, 780 million, for example, Nigeria will even be part of this million because of the population size that they have. So Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, I would like us to be talking about sub-Saharan Africa sometimes for this conversation. Sub-Saharan Africa is really in problems with water. The disease, the waterborne diseases are many. Critically in sub-Saharan Africa, all of them. There are about 7 qualified: the cholera, the typhoid, the cardia, the E. coli, even hepatitis A and salmonella. The data we have from health facilities on IDSR, it still shows the presence of typhoid is number 1. After malaria, it records a very high percentage number of people who are positive of typhoid fever because of contaminated water. So water is a problem in sub-Saharan Africa. And we are really hoping that Operation Borehole 55, if we as Africans on the continent and in diaspora, we prioritize it at least for the next few weeks and few months to donate, to this initiative, it's going to make a difference.
Thank you so much. Take a rest now. Let's go to Her Excellency the Ambassador. She has also traveled some countries of Africa. I believe that you agree with Evelyn that Sub-Saharan Africa bears the brunt of it all because of the poor coverage of providing water to people. I remember my days in Cameroon. It took a journey of 40 miles to be able to go harness water from a river and channel it to the capital city. But even then, the supply was inadequate for the entire city since we build for tomorrow, not for next year. Madam Ambassador, what has been your experience with waterborne diseases on the continent? Yes, unmute yourself. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I thought I had. Yes, my very first trip to Africa, let me say, I was told all these horror stories about the water. So I took a case of water with me on my first trip. Took up a lot of luggage weight.
Oh my God. And
I had a bottle of water for one little bottle of water for every day. It lasted. But after that, I was able to find bottled water in the store. And we're always strongly encouraged not to drink the water, even if they boil it. But strangely enough, we can drink the tea, we can drink the coffee, we just cannot drink the water. I've not really experienced a lot of children being sick. I've seen the adults be sick from typhoid. I've seen more adults be sick from malaria as well. I've not really experienced children being sick from mostly waterborne diseases. However, as I did some studying and reading, I found that it seems to be more the children. I was watching a couple of the videos this morning and just thinking about the struggle that these people have to go through to get water. I was looking at them just carrying that jerry can of water and thinking, my God, we waste that much water brushing our teeth.
Yes.
So we turn the water on and we brush and we just let water run. And I stopped doing that a long time ago. I think after my first or second trip to Africa. But I was just really thinking about that as we were coming up and preparing for this fundraiser, just thinking about all the water that we waste. And I wish it was some kind of way we could just bottle it up and take it with us. But looking forward to seeing God move and seeing us be able to do something in Africa. Anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
I'm encouraged and excited about Africa Online and the Borehole 55 project because water is life.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Sylvia, over to you now. I believe you have some comments.
For those of you just tuning in, I'm sure a lot of you are asking, what's all this borehole? What are we talking about Operation 55? And all right, that means you haven't been following our program for the past couple of weeks. So let me update you a little bit here. What this Operation 55 is all about is Africa Online Media Corporation has taken up a project where we are fundraising to sink some boreholes in the 55 African countries, meaning on the continent of Africa. Now, we have a fundraiser that is coming up on September 6th, and I'm sure we'll be seeing some of you on that. Or rather, let me say, we need to see all of you on that fundraiser. Because a lot of you have been asking and saying, what if the borehole is not in my country and I give money? What if my this and that happens? And how do I know how my money is spent? So we're letting you know right now that there's going to be great transparency during this operation, because this is an ongoing operation that is not going anywhere. So anytime you're hearing the Operation Borehole 55, this is what we're talking about. Or some of us will just say 55, or others will say Operation Borehole. So those of you just tuning in, we do have a fundraiser coming up. So don't get lost in the conversation, even though our conversation is waterborne diseases. I have a question for Dr. Ogoji. Dr. Ogoji, there used to be a disease or a sickness when I was very young, and I used to hear my aunts, almost all my mom's sisters were all nurses, though my mom wasn't a nurse, but I used to always hear my aunts talk about bilharzia. Is that still in existence?
What?
I believe bilharzia.
Bilharzia?
Yeah, Bill, B-I-L. It starts with B as in boy.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah,
Probably a different name.
Was that name, was it a local name for it?
No, the white people used to call it that. They're the ones who would tell you,
Bilharzia is a
the white
biological
doctors.
name.
It's a medical name, actually.
It is Bilharzia.
Yes, bilharzia.
Yeah.
Oh, never heard of it.
Bilharzia.
I haven't heard of it for so many years. I was wondering.
How do you spell that again? Let me see.
I think it's B-I-L-H-A-R-Z as in zebra, I-A.
Well, it says Google says very rare. That's why we have
Bilharzia. Okay, Bilharzia. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sylvia and Dr. Ogoji, while you look at that up, let's go to the continent, because we have two of our brothers on the continent. So there is Stephen Cheboy and Moses. I think we'll go first with Stephen. What do you think about these waterborne diseases? We'll come back to Dr. Ogoji. Stephen, are you hearing us? Unmute yourself, please. Okay, Stephen Cheboy, he's on the line but not listening. Moses, are you listening to us at this time? Go ahead and tell us what you know about waterborne diseases.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're hearing you 50/50.
Thank you. I've been very privileged to have been to about 20 countries on the continent over the past 20 years or so, traveling and facilitating workshops, but also monitoring some projects across the continent. What I've noticed over the years is that a lot of people who have no access to water are often those that are found in low-income brackets. It's not just lack of access to safe water, but they also don't have adequate sanitary facilities, which makes it very difficult for them even to recover in the event where they contract some of these diseases. In addition, they also have to cover long distances to access health services. So this problem of waterborne diseases is really compounded by several factors. As I mentioned, poverty, poor sanitation facilities, also a lack of hygiene, good hygiene practices. All these factors, when they're put together, you find that a lot of our people are really affected. We lose a lot of young people every year because of malaria. So if they are not, the wells are not properly drained, mosquitoes breed in those places and affect our people. And then, as Evelyn mentioned, hepatitis A continues also to affect a lot of our people on the continent, and so even dengue fever, for example, also. So we have a lot of these challenges affecting a lot of our colleagues on the continent. So if there are ways that we can contribute to sinking boreholes on the continent, and preferably mechanizing those boreholes so that people can have gardens, they can have running water in their homes, they can have toilets that are waterborne, I think will bring a lot of dignity in people's households. Thank you.
Yes, Sylvia, over to you.
Yes, sure. Everything that they have said is very, very true. Having been born and raised in Africa and also experiencing all the things that they've said today, I was hoping that as many years as I've been gone, 35 years, something will have changed, but it seems like it's getting from bad to worse. So on the waterborne diseases, I do believe that the children are the ones who usually get the biggest brunt of all this infection. Because as children, they're playing, they're thirsty, or they just go and they'll scoop the water up and drink it and, call it a day, and they'll keep going. For some reason, some of us as parents now in Africa, we have also come to learn that water is going to be boiled, just like one of our commentators mentioned earlier on, to say, even if the water is boiled, we cannot drink it. I didn't know that. Because before, I remember when I used to go to the village and we wanted to drink water, mom used to carry our own water and stuff like that. But then for how long are you going to carry the water? If you're there for 6 months, are you going to carry 6 months worth of water? No, you're not. So mama used to boil the water, and she used to have these tablets. I don't know what, they were big, about this size, white tablets.
Alum.
Huh? That's
alum.
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 Okay, what does that do? What alum?
If I remember very well, let me look up again. I know it actually causes sediment. It causes water particles to settle on the bottom. If you carry a muddy water and drop a piece of alum there, within a few hours, you see clear water on top and all the particles settle on the bottom. You cannot drain the clear water and disperse and throw away the particles. And then you can boil it, it becomes more cleaner because all the particles have been settled. So that was in those days where, like I remember those days when I was young, most family in my village have a small well done by human being, where the rainwater will run into it, use that water to do laundry and clothing. Then you can carry that water out of that well and put it on a bucket and drop a piece of alum. All the particles will settle down. Then you cannot get clear water on top, which you can now boil to use for other things like washing dishes and other things. But it's called alum. I don't know the chemical name. I'll look that up in a minute.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember that during my childhood. So is that something that Sister Evie and our brothers on the continent, are they still using that method for the clarity of this water?
Now, no, I'm sure now aquataps is common.
Huh?
We have aquataps, water purification tablets. Yeah,
okay.
Aquataps.
Okay.
Yeah, we have tablets that purify 20 liters, one tablet for 20 liters.
Okay,
yeah,
let's go over to Professor Agrippa. He's been quiet listening to all of us. What is his experience with waterborne diseases? Professor Agrippa.
Hello, thank you, family. I call this group family. I mean, every way when we come online, I'm learning a lot. Dr. Ugoji, thank you very much for your explanation of the waterborne diseases. It occurred to me when I was in Nigeria growing up, we used to go to the river. Some people wash their clothes in the river or the lake, and they bathe in the river, and then they fetch water from the river to come home to, to drink. And I'm thinking about how did we survive those kind of conditions? It's amazing because last year I went to Nigeria and I see how people were drinking water from a plastic container, little plastic, they put water in it, they burst it, and they just drink it. I refused to drink water for 2 weeks in Nigeria. It's amazing, and I'm thinking about it. How do we survive? Now we have this project that you guys not thinking about just one country or our own country, but for the whole continent. this is a major issue that I will challenge every African citizen to be part of. Richard Walter once said, "A man is called selfish, not for pursuing his own good, but for neglecting his neighbors." We, some of us, have neglected our neighbors, but the African Media Online Corporation, thank you for taking this very challenge. Water is power. Yesterday, after we finished our online, I went to the back of my house and I was watering my grass. And I look around, I have a water pipe going to the back, to the backyard. I have sprinklers on the side of my house, the front of my house, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, every place in the kitchen, they have, so I have water to my possession. And I'm talking to myself, what about people in Africa who don't have this kind of access? So I kneel down to pray for Online Media Corporation for coming up with this very energy. This is very emotional to me when I see what we're doing, and some people who have the means in the continent are not doing this. All of us in the diaspora, we're supposed to cherish this mission to make sure that every house has good water, not just water, but clean water for us, because our children are at stake. We are losing innocent children, for God's sake. I'm appealing to every individual in the continent to wake up, even if it is $1 you give. Imagine, we will make sure that we have enough water to every house in Africa. So thank you, don't give up.
Thank you very much, Professor. Dr. Goji, did you have something else to add?
Well, two questions. One was the one you asked before about biseriasis. It's a form of schistosomiasis, which is a waterborne disease that was very common in Africa those days. When you go to the river infested with snail, or this snail will go into your body and then move around and cause this problem. In those days, we call it menstruation in men. One of the classical presentation of schistosomiasis is peeing blood. But as time gone by, it's a very rare disease now, because trust me, Africa is still very, very backwards, don't get me wrong. But 20 years ago, everybody goes to a river. The children nowadays don't go to the river. 20 years, I'm not about, in my village and some other villages, things have changed, but we're still backwards. So 20 years ago, people drink water from the river. Now people drink so-called pure water, plastic bottled water in the house. So it's not that common since people don't go to the river that much. But it's a very common disease in those days. People pee blood, people poop blood. It's caused by a snail. Then going to the alum you mentioned about is aluminum potassium phosphate. It is a chemical used in this part of the world to filterize water. All the water you get from sewages, you can trust me, in this part of the world, some part of the world, so the sewage water can go through steps and step and step and step and become drinking water. So water is not wasted.
Yes.
You go to the river, it goes through different processes. So alum is a very known chemical used to filterize water in the developed world. In those days, our parents would have alum. You put it in water, all the particles in that water will settle down.
Yes.
Then you get a more cleaner water to use. But the difference between what our parents did those days in Africa and what they do is that they may not would have enough measurement. In this part of the world, there's a certain amount of alum or aluminum potassium you can put in the same amount of alum you put in a certain amount of water. There's a ratio between the potash and the water to give you clean water. Our parents don't just put amount they feel is okay, just as we do our things now, but there are good things we do, and they were very good those days to reduce the amount of particles in water.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I see we have the dancing prophetess. Dancing prophetess, can you unmute yourself?
That's Reverend Solange. Let me rename her.
Oh, okay.
I sent her a request to unmute her phone. I'm going to rename her.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, while we do that,
While we're waiting.
Oh, while we do that, let me ask Dr. Ogoji this other question. I know there's this name, schistosomiasis. Is that the same thing like sleeping sickness? If so, sleeping sickness was one of the life-taking diseases in my part of Cameroon in those good old days when I was growing up. They called it sleeping sickness because people got it from I think it was from mosquito bites or something like that.
Tsetse fly, from the tsetse fly.
Oh yeah, the tsetse fly.
From the tsetse fly.
Ogoji, can you elaborate us more on that? Is it a waterborne disease because mosquitoes live in wet areas?
The mosquitoes live in wet areas, but not the tsetse fly.
Oh, okay. Okay, they live in dry lands.
So,
okay, let Dr. Ogoji
so
tell us.
schistosomiasis is different from sleeping sickness.
Oh, okay.
Completely different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the sleeping sickness is called, it's called, it's been a long time.
Yes,
but it's different. It's caused by an insect biting you. Why schistosomiasis is a snail that bites you on your leg and then they inject whatever parasite that goes to your body, attack your liver, attack your stomach, attack your kidneys, attack your bladder. Wow. That's why you put blood, you pee blood.
Okay.
In men used to have menses, we call it men menstruation those days. But sleeping sickness, I can look in that in a minute why I have a break and say I can't remember, it's long time, it's been over 20 years. But it's not schistosomiasis. It has a different name.
Yeah.
I'll look it up in a minute.
Okay, please. Reverend Solange, she has to unmute herself and take part in this discussion. Mr. Stephen Cheboy, I don't know if he's been able to.
No, he's not. That's fine.
Okay.
I've sent him multiple requests to unmute himself. So, Brother Stephen, we need you to respond to the request. You need to unmute yourself to speak.
Yes. That's
but let's move forward.
Okay.
Okay. While we're waiting for him or Dr. Ogoji, I want to wait in here a second. You know, just thinking about what Dr. Ogoji said earlier about, sewage water becoming drinking water, it makes me want to just puke, I know they explain. I am serious. I'm one of those people that I am very careful what I put in my mouth, even the bottled water, the water from the fridge, even though it's filtered, I want to filter it again. But like I said on this show before the city of Houston sent us a few months ago, last year we had a water problem in the city of Houston. And the city of Houston, so people, needless to say, all the waters in the grocery stores were gone. They were flying off the shelf, even when this lockdown started. Yeah. And the city sent us water, a memo begging, pleading with people to stop running water while they're brushing their teeth. I used to be one of those people, and it takes me a long time to brush my teeth. As a matter of fact, until the dentist stopped me, I used to brush my teeth until I created problems in my mouth. For brushing for so long. Yes. So the dentist had to show me the right way to do it and the type of brush, the soft brush to use. But I'm saying that I used to be very guilty of that. I would just have the hot water running throughout. But from that memo, I stopped. People are still doing it. Please, let's save water. Even though the water that you are saving in your kitchen is not the one that is going to Africa, it's still water is a valuable commodity. As far as I'm concerned, next to air, water is the most valuable commodity.
Yes. Yes.
Growing up, I was fortunate that we always had clean running water. As a matter of fact, when we're growing up, we never had water problems. Now, in the same cities, they don't have water. So are we going backwards or forward? And it's because of this nonsense foreigners that have come into the country that the government has sold our land to them, and they're making things difficult. I was talking with a physician colleague of mine 3 days ago, trying to get her to be on this show. Of course, internet is a problem, connectivity is a problem. And she was telling me that this borehole is needed, but that even in Cameroon, the government realizes that a lot of people are sinking boreholes in their compounds, and they are trying to get people to pay taxes on it. This is free water coming from the ground. Now remember, it's not right. So I said it before. Our governments are the biggest stumbling block. Yeah, are people spending their own money to sink boreholes in their compounds, and you are trying to hinder their ability. You know, so these boreholes are going to go forward. We are going to do it because water is life and water is an entitlement. It's
Yes,
a human
it's a
right.
basic necessity.
It's a human right. It is not a luxury. And we're talking about waterborne diseases here. If you look at all, and Dr. Goji, you can correct me, you look at most, if not all, let me just say all waterborne diseases, hand washing with water is a major preventative measure. You know, diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, you know, people are still dying of typhoid. You know, those of us here, when we're going home, you take a typhoid vaccine, you know, but how many of the people on the continent have access to the typhoid vaccine to protect them? You know, hand washing and clean water is a major prevention against all these waterborne diseases, not just coronavirus. So I want to encourage you, this Operation Borehole 55 is not just protecting people from a coronavirus infection or developing COVID-19, it's protecting them from dysentery, from diarrhea, from typhoid, from cholera, from you name it, all these waterborne diseases. Niason.
Thank you.
Hold on a second, Reverend.
Yes, Sylvia,
Before you go ahead, Niason. You're talking about these boreholes. I heard that in Zambia, I believe I saw a receipt in Zambia where there was a national release, I think it was a press release, which said that people with boreholes in their yards are supposed to pay taxes.
Nonsense.
That's crazy.
So, okay,
Isn't that crazy?
Can I say something?
What was it true? I heard something like that. Moses, can you verify?
Yeah, please
We
talk.
have, even in Cameroon, we have to verify.
Moses, can you verify? You're from Zambia.
Yes, so let me say something. I don't work for the Ministry of Water Development, neither am I a state representative. But based on the little knowledge that I've gathered is that one, the fee that people have been asked to contribute is to help state authorities to monitor the quality of boreholes which are being sunk. Because in the past, what has happened is that somebody can pay for a borehole with a depth of 65 or 80 meters. And when those companies go to drill, if they find water at 35 meters, they do the casing for 5 meters and they disappear. 5 years down the line, the borehole is unable to produce the quantity of water that is required. So people felt cheated. So I can't really verify the claims that people have made, whether that tax will be done every year or it's a once-off. So Reverend Pam raised a very interesting governance issue here. Considering that we are targeting to sink boreholes in health facilities, I think the issue here is how do we work across the state-citizen divide? How do we work with state actors as non-state actors?
Yeah.
So I think collaboration with the ministries of health, ministries responsible for water regulation will be critical to ensure that the boreholes which will be sunk in different countries will be sustained over a longer period. I think that is critical, that we are going there as partners and not doing things in isolation. I think that it is in the spirit of Vision 2030, the SDG agenda. I think that would be important too. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses.
Brother Moses, let me just say something. Let me just say something. The information that I got, this came from a physician and she's reliable. I'm not saying it's widespread in the country, but that's not the only country I've heard of this. And let me tell you, our governments, again, they've been the biggest enemies of progress on the continent. And I can assure you that it's not just with this water thing. We have a powerful team on the continent, which you are part of it. We don't want any, let me tell you right now, any government that tries to hinder what we're trying to do, we're going to leave their country. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a government program. And as far as that bill you were talking about, that the government and the fee is for something, let the government foot the bill. Stop charging the people. It's your responsibility to provide water to your people. So you should put that bill with all the monies that you collect for taxes from your citizenry. Shame on you if you have to turn around and tax them to do your job.
Yeah, can I just come in a little? Sorry. In Sierra Leone, for example, as Moses said, we can't work in total isolation because the government of Sierra Leone has a unit in the water directorate that goes around to check the quality of the water at the facilities, which means when it's sunk, they will be checking it to ensure that it's properly treated and well maintained. And they have engineers who also support the communities. I think I'll talk with Moses so that we can do the governance document. When that governance document brings together the district team leaders and the community, and they have their various responsibility in maintaining it. So we have to work with the government. There's no way we can work in isolation.
Okay, let me just say this. Yes, it's a good thing you're administrator on the continent and not me. I'm glad you are the administrator on the continent, not me. We are going to work with them, but again, any of them that try to hinder the process, we are going to leave the country because we are bringing it for their people.
They will not hinder. They will not hinder. They will instead, they are supporting us. They will really support us because they have to be sure that what we are doing is going to be sustainable, and then it's of quality as well. So for that one, rest assured they will be supported.
I think Moses, you have a very good point. There is an old adage that says that when the people lead, the leaders will follow. What is happening in Africa, Reverend Pem, you're right. Anyone have to be angry, but it looks like some of our government have not been held accountable. If all of us are speaking with one voice, just like Moses just put on the ground that this is what the people need. We need water. We need your partnership. You have the access to provide good water for people. I think the government is going to listen to us. So we don't have to go to the continent with say we don't want the government or partnership with us. Let's give them a try. Let's put them on a trial. Let's tell them that this is what our people need, especially in Nigeria. When you steal in the government, that is when you become a chief. They praise you for stealing. That needs to stop. So Moses, thank you very much for your comment. I think we should partnership with them. There is a video that I watched about Sierra Leone war. Somebody said something about that video. I think Sylvia, you listened to it. I think all us sent it to us. That when the women going about 1 or 2 kilometers to go fetch water, if we just come over there and say, oh, we need to put a borehole in the middle of the town for you to be able to get your water faster, you say the women might say no.
They'll be upset.
Because that is their downtime. The time that they have to walk 2 to 3 miles with their fellow women to get that is what it's on the video. I just watched it 3-4 days ago. And it encompasses everything that we're talking about here. So we need to talk to the local people. We need to talk to the government that this is what we want. This is what is going to be moving forward. I think that is my approach. Thank you.
And also some of those things are the social norms. In providing water, we also have activities which we do with women to compromise that time which they use for water. For example, we form village saving groups amongst the women in that community to give a space where women can come together instead of going to walk that distance. They have their space where they can sit and talk. There are strategies we have on the ground to do this and to resolve it.
Let me just say something. I know we're coming up to the top of the hour. From the beginning, if you go to our website, it's there. Our plan has been to work with the local government, the local community. But then again, we are going to have an operating agreement. That's on our website. It's been on there for more than for 3 years. So that's not something new. But then again, Evie, I know you are in Sierra Leone, but let me tell you, and I'm not going to say the country. There is a country, it's not Sierra Leone, where a diaspora, I have firsthand experience with this, to provide, help at no cost to the government, but because the government official was not bribed, that project was killed. I'm just saying. So why some of the government may want to work with, or some of them may want to be bribed, and it's not going to happen.
Nope.
Again, our plan has always been to work with the local community, the local leaders, which we're going to do. And again, as I'm saying that, I'm glad Evelyn, you are the one on the continent, not me, because I'm telling you, I'm not that patient. I've seen a lot of hindrances from the government with projects coming to help their people, like anti-malaria drugs or teaching people compounding, and because people were not bribed, they killed the project. And like I keep saying, not all the governments, some of them are kind, but most of them are hindrance to progress. I know we are at the top of the hour, so I'm going to just talk about the announcements. We're going to use the next 25 minutes to focus on next week, our events. Yes, our event is exactly 1 week, one week from today, and it's going to be live. We're going to stream on Facebook. I encourage everybody here to stream it, to share the Facebook link on their networks. It's also going to be on YouTube. This is the final week. Let's push this thing. Invite everybody. Let's get the monies coming in. Where is our CFO? I saw her. I'm going to give her, Madam CFO, turn on your video. We need to see your face and your mouth when you're talking about the money. We'll be calling you during this 25 minutes. So everybody just take a break on the waterborne diseases. Well, this is a part of it. Our keynote speaker thought she was going to be able to just zoom in briefly, but she's driving. So you'll get to see her next Sunday. Her name is Dr. Betta Sewa Ayi. She's from Ghana. She's an infectious disease specialist, a proud daughter of the soil. Our guest speaker is from Ethiopia, Dr. Mola. He's the father of the Ethiopic alphabet, trying to get Africans to use their own alphabet. He's going to be our keynote speaker. And then on Saturday, some of you saw Brother Sega from Ethiopia. He's a musician. He's going to be providing live music. DJ Skipper is going to be providing live music. And our MC is comedian Shay Brown. He zoomed in briefly yesterday, actually. On our mock call. We'll be having a final run this Saturday. I want to encourage everybody, especially if you are an African or a descendant of African, to get involved. I mean, we welcome everybody. We're not discriminating, but I'm just saying that we Africans need to help our brothers and sisters. This is a family affair. We need to do something about it. Contribute something. It doesn't matter what it is. All donations are welcome. The details, if you look at my backdrop here, this is our website. I promise next Sunday I will have a better looking backdrop. I just took a picture of my phone. It says www.africaonlinetv.org. That's our website. And our Facebook page is Africa Online TV / that's our Facebook page. Again, that's our coordinates. I am going to try to play our anthem again briefly, before we take turns to talk about this event. After the anthem, I'll call Reverend Solange, who is our Chief Financial Officer, to talk about the money part. And I'm also going to share our website briefly, and then the panels will get to talk about this water is life, this Operation Borehole 55, why people should donate. This is a different project. We are going to manage the water. We are going to control it. We have a team on the continent. Evelyn is our administrator. Stephen is one of our team. There's Stephen Moses. They are on this call. We have other team members that could not zoom in some areas right now. Actually, it's late in Africa right now. So the event will start at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. We are putting at that time, it actually interferes with my Sunday service, but we are putting at that time to accommodate our brothers and sisters on the continent and in Europe. So let me try one more time. I don't know what happened before. Let me try one more time to play the anthem. So you hear our anthem. I'm going to start it from the beginning. Oh, can everybody hear? Africa. Oh. Africans, Africans, Africa. 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 Africans have many bright ideas.
Only you let us share. You really want to know my history? Please come, sit down, listen to my story. God gave us the wisdom. He guides our footsteps, makes us shine and transform. Hey, as one people with so many cultures, we are one. Stand up, Africans. Let's save Africa. Let us all unite behind Africa Online Media Corporation. Stand up, Africans. Let's save Africa. It's time to come together, promote awareness, progress, and solution. Africans, Africans for Africa. Africans, Africans for Africa. Africans, Africans for Africa. All Africans can rally for a common cause, to believe without judgment in what our brother does, to identify and resolve our challenges, to allow each other's ideas without regard to standards as one people. With so many cultures, yes indeed we are one. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Let us solve all the problems plaguing our continent. Stand up, Africans. Let's save Africa. Let us empower Africans in the house of Africa. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Africa Online Media Corporation, that's a good way to start. Stand up, Africans. Let's save Africa. They have all the resources we need to benefit our society. There will be education for everyone. We believe prosperity for Africans. We believe medical facilitation for Africans. We believe stand up, Africans, for Africa. Africa Online Media Corporation, that's a good way to start. Stand up, Africans. This is Africa. Africa is the cradle of civilization. The motherland. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. We were enslaved not because we were weak, but because of our hospitality. Stand up, Africans. Let's sing Africa. Jump on the Africa Online Miracle Jet. Don't be left behind. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Together we shall succeed. Together we will win. Stand up, Africans. Let's sing Africa. We are writing our own story. The truth that we shall tell it to the world. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. No more lies. Africans own Africa.
No more lies. Yes, no more lies. Let's save
Thank
Africa.
you so much.
Africa for Africans.
Yes, there's more, but you know, there was one, I'm not gonna push it. I had to pressure him to do that quickly the other night. That was written three years ago. So there's one part there, it will be redone later. There was one part that said they have, it's we have, not they, we are the Africans. So I would like to call on our Chief Financial Officer to talk about the money part. But just before she speaks, I just want to, because I got a question. We are doing this at 12 noon Eastern time. It will go through our regular broadcast time. So that event covers everything. So there's not going to be any separate broadcast. It won't even make sense. So Reverend Solange, Madam CFO.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
how's everyone doing today?
We want to make sure that I'm talking, not somebody else.
It's me. You can tell from my voice.
Okay, all right.
All right, I know we just have one more week to go, and time is really of the essence right here. So, you know, I'm urging everyone to all hands on deck financially. Let's push the flyer so we can get contributions coming in. And I'm appealing to Africans in Africa and in the diaspora. We have so many millionaires, billionaires in Africa and all over the world. As our anthem says, it's time for Africans to stand up for Africa. It is our time. And I will borrow a quote from JFK. Do not ask what Africa has done for you. Ask what you can do for Africa.
Yes.
That's right.
Man, let's ask what we can do for our continent, Africa. If you look at the flyer for everyone that is listening to the sound of my voice, you have different level of sponsorship. Please, nothing is too big and nothing is too small. Pick your level of sponsorship. Forward these flyers to your friends. We all have different WhatsApp groups. You never know who in your WhatsApp group might want to sponsor or something to do with Borehole 55. Personally, I forwarded it to some of my clients that are Americans, and they've all promised to give me an envelope, the ones that I was able to forward to. So of course, as soon as I collect all the envelopes, there's going to be accountability, transparency in all the funds that we're going to collect for this project. At the end of this project, when everything has been executed, we're going to publish financial statements.
Yes.
So everyone will know exactly what came in and how they were disbursed. Okay? We're going to forward, and if anyone has any questions after that, you can always reach me by phone, by email, and I can explain better if there's any misunderstanding anywhere. But Africans, stand up for Africa. Do not ask what Africa has done for you all this time. Ask what you can do for Africa. The time is now.
Thank you so much, Reverend Solange. I'm just going to go down in no particular order as people appear on the gallery. So Ambassador, let's kind of limit it to 1 minute because we want to get everybody and then go back to some more detailed stuff. Ambassador, you're up next. And I think I will see if we have time to go to our website. Thank you for turning on your camera, Madam CFO. Madam Ambassador, oh, by the way, our CFO has donated. She's a bronze donor. I know she probably didn't want me to say that, but she donated. She's a bronze donor so far, and I know by next week she will increase her donation.
Oh yeah, sure, for sure.
Madam Ambassador has donated too. So, Madam Ambassador, you're up. You've been pushing this thing.
Yes, I have. While Reverend Solange was speaking, I was looking to see if I had it in my email. So before the day is over, can someone email it, the flyer? It's in my phone and I've been putting it out. I've been putting it out on WhatsApp and and I've been posting videos to Facebook and calling people and making personal appeals for donations. I have a check came in the mail yesterday in this envelope.
Yes.
All the way from Brooklyn, New York. I actually just opened it. I actually haven't even seen.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to go.
It's a money order somewhere around here. I might have put it in my pocketbook already. So I will be cashing that and making that donation as well.
Amen.
So yes, we're pushing it. I've been placing the videos. I think today I uploaded a video from Sierra Leone on my Facebook page with the link to donate, because so people won't have to be trying to figure out, well, what do I do after this? So we're pushing the videos and we're putting that link right there to go to the GoFundMe page, so that people are not having to search for, oh, I would give, but I don't know how to. So, and now, remember, I must remember to start sending the website, attach that to the information as well.
Thank you, Madam Ambassador. The website you can see is www.africaonlinetv.org. One request, and I'm sure the CFO will buy me lunch for this. Those people who are donating through you, kind of email us their information so that we can give them a tax write-off, because they will get a tax receipt. We're a 501c. So, Madam CFO, you want to talk about? So they can send the you can use the info@africaonlinetv.org or send it to Chairperson. Madam CFO is actually going to have an email. We just need to set it up. So I will set up your email within the next 24 hours. Okay. CFO or actually they can use donate. So you can manage I'll link the donate email to your
Whichever one is convenient for everyone.
Yeah, let them send it to donate at africaonlinetv.org, and the CFO, that email will be linked to the CFO's email, because it's so easy to remember donate. Donate is one of the donation links. So Madam CFO, give me 24 hours. I will link the donate email to your email. Okay. And Ambassador Lisa, thank you so much. You've donated twice. We appreciate you. I'm going to go next to our administrator on the continent, who I wish we could clone her. She was the first person to donate. She beat me to it. I went to GoFundMe to donate, and she already donated. I said, wow. Okay, Evie, it's yours.
Right on the continent, I think we're trying as much as possible to have many of us online and also to donate. Mm-hmm. You know, we're working on having more than 500 from the continent. We're targeting at least 100 from each country. Yes. To see as many as possible can come online on that day. Yes. You know, to donate and to also be part of the event. Yes. So we're pushing it. Hopefully, I think, but during the next week, we'll try to have a meeting on the continent.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Madam Administrator. Prof, you are next. I'm just going down the gallery, and before Prof, we're asking Prof to turn on his camera. He's been doing a lot of work. He sent us a proposal from one of the companies. Again, we are not just assigning this to somebody we know. There is a vetting process. Our team on the continent, assisted by our STEM team here in the US, are actually going to be reviewing all those proposals, making sure that what we are paying for is what we are getting. We are bringing the best to our people. Only the best is good enough for our people. I want to remind everybody, let's target at least bringing online 100 people. We have paid for 1,000 participants. That doesn't include Facebook and YouTube. So Professor Agrippa, the mic is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for all those people who have donated. Mm-hmm. We will do our best. I'm going to donate also. Yes. I'll be pushing on the background with my friends in Tanzania, South Africa, Ethiopia, so on and so forth. So hopefully they're going to call in. That's what we can hope for. We know the coronavirus is something that is slowing us down, not to do this work properly. But I encourage all of you not to give up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Nia Song. Well, let me go to Madam PR, then I'll come to you, Nia Song, last. Madam PR, you are in charge of the promotion of this event. So talk to us. We need, at least if we don't get 1,000 people on that day, we're going to send you back to Zambia. We'll call Homeland Security on you. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Like Prof said, this pandemic has really changed a lot of things, but the strategy actually is to start this week, especially today. I did send out quite a bit of information to my teams on Instagram, Facebook, and what's the other one with Facebook? The one behind Messenger. Okay. No, Messenger. Yeah, I don't have that one that you spoke about. Some of them have responded positively. And you know, most of our Africans, it's always seeing is believing. They won't give you their money until they see the product in front of them. So what I have done is I have gotten about a handful of them and I have made them to say, make sure you commit. And I'm not expecting anything less from you guys than $500 each. So
Awesome.
some of them have responded, some of them have not, but I'm hoping that by Sunday, when the actual event is on, not only will the mic people come, but everybody else's people. Like you rightly said, if I send 200 invitations, and out of the 200, I get at least 80 to 100, then that's something. People are on the line and people are going to start, donating. Now, with regards to everybody else, the strategy is the same, where we send out to the people that we know. You know, people always donate to those that they know.
Mhm.
And the unfortunate thing about this is, no, I shouldn't use the word for unfortunate. Let me rephrase.
Thank you.
The fortunate thing about this is a lot of them are asking and saying, if I donate, what if my country is not on there? So let me make this very clear, explicitly clear to everybody that has that question at the back of their mind. The way this is going to go is there's a random picking of countries. So you can't come tomorrow and tell me and say Sylvia picked Zambia because she's from Zambia, or Pam picked Cameroon because she's from Cameroon. No, the computer, okay, listen to me. The computer is going to pick the countries depending on how much money we raise. So upon the computer picking the countries, we will announce what countries the computer has picked. And based upon the picking of the computer, everybody that has donated or those that have contributed, even those that haven't, we will publicly announce it and tell you, okay, we're going into country 1, 2, 3, and 4. So be rest assured, we have a very astute CFO on board. This woman has a gazillion years behind her with the experience on working on such 501c3 projects and so forth. She is accountable, she is diligent, and she's very thorough with what she does. So be rest assured that your money will go a long way, and we thank you in advance, and we hope to see each and every one of you on Sunday. For the team online right now, let's just keep pushing. Let's not be discouraged. Even those that you've sent to already, resend them as a reminder. That's what I'm doing after the show. I'm sending the same people I sent and some other new people the same information that I've been sharing with everybody, so that they, they remember, they recollect to say, okay, I sent it to them 2, 3 weeks ago. But some of them will say they forgot. So there's no forgetting. This whole week, just bombard your people, keep sending until the day of the event. Even the day of the event in the morning, wake up early, or the night before, midnight, send them out again, so that tomorrow morning, Sunday, when they wake up, they will find your request, or your invite in there.
Thank you so much, Madam PR, for addressing that. I would suggest that you get all your homeboys and homegirls to be part of this, to donate, because those donations, again, computer entries, if we have 500 participants from Nigeria and only 2 from Kenya, forget it. The computer is not going to select you. So, Dr. Ogoji, your word on the event and the Operation Borehole, please kindly turn on your video so they can see your African outfit you're wearing. You guys don't worry about the time. This is our last show before the event. The host and co-host know we're gonna extend the time today. So Dr. Goji, what happened to you? I can't find you.
He's there.
I'm here.
I see him.
I'm here.
Yeah, the mic is yours, Dr. Goji, about Operation Borehole 55.
Well, it's a wonderful project. I am glad for people who have donated already. Count on me. I will donate generously.
We know that.
We're gonna get this done to the best of our ability. Also send the link to my friends. Hopefully, some of them will come on board and see what they can do. Water is life. There's no amount of water that's enough, and we cannot do all this at once. But slowly and gradually, we'll work slowly and work as fast as we can and get the boreholes sunk in so many countries and health facilities as we can. So I call everybody to bring their friends, bring their family members, and let's get it done. And hopefully we'll get it done to the best of our ability.
I thank you so much, Dr. Goji. Just to all the sponsors and donors, we have a section on our program that we're going to be highlighting and spotlighting donors. So we really like for some of those sponsors and donors to do it before Sunday. But if you do it during the event, our CFO is going to be keeping track. She's not going to eat that day. She'll be counting the money and watching the monies as they come in, both on the bank account, both on a GoFundMe. We have Zelle, we have Cash App, so she's going to be monitoring all that, and I will be announcing them. But just to make sure, Evelyn, I see your stuff right now. I would like for somebody else to post that, or we'll share it on Facebook. The link is on the flyer. So I'll see if I can bring up the flyer. So you've made a request. I'll have to share the flyer. Before I share the flyer, Brother Moses, are you able to speak about the event? I have a request to share the event link. It's on the flyer, the Zoom link. As a matter of fact, the Zoom link is the same link that you used to Zoom into this show. Just in case you didn't realize it, I think it's 514-199-854. Somebody correct me. I think that's what it is. Is that correct? 514-199-854.
No, 584. 584.
Yes, 584. Yeah, 519-199-584. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Brother Moses, your comment on the event. You are in Zambia, you know. So now that both you and our PR are from Zambia, we need to make sure the Zambians are represented. We need at least $100,000 from Zambians. Brother Moses.
Thank you.
I love that.
So,
They're laughing at me.
No. I'm laughing at the possibilities. Not at you, but at the possibilities.
The possibility is there.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
why I'm laughing.
As I mentioned, I sit in Zambia, but I've had the privilege to work across the continent. So I'll not just sit here and talk about Zambia without thinking what is happening in Malawi, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, because these are people that I work with on a weekly basis. So I've reached out using technology to my contacts within some of these countries so that they participate in this important event on Sunday. Some of them have already confirmed, and we already have actually people, I would say, who are already convinced or converted. I was preaching to the choir because they value the importance of water, and some of them are already in the wash sector. So, and they are doing a lot of public health related activities on the continent, and time allowing, they will be there, and they have committed that they will make some contribution.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I want to make sure I didn't forget. Okay, Nia Song, you're going to be speaking to our Francophonie brothers and sisters so they don't say they did not hear the request. We will accept all the France, especially the ones from France.
Merci, Madame Présidente. I wanted to say thank you very much and soyez le bienvenu à Africa Online Media Corporation. L'Africa Online Media Corporation lance un appel à vous. Venez tous donner ce que vous pouvez pour supporter notre projet de construction des adductions d'eau, de points d'eau en Afrique pour que le continent puisse se laver les mains, pour que le continent puisse trouver de l'eau à boire, ainsi de suite, pour construire le continent. Je vous invite, je vous prie d'être avec nous dimanche prochain, le 6 septembre, pour cet projet Operation Borehole 55, Operation Borehole 55. Donc, venez ensemble, venez tous, venez avec nous, donnez ce que vous pouvez et donnez tout ce que vous avez pour que l'Afrique soit dotée de points d'eau, de l'eau potable, pour que tout le monde puisse se laver les mains, puisse avoir de l'eau à boire. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. I've been contacting my own personal groups. I had 50 people at a meeting last night, and I shared the information with them. I hope that they will come in. My people are generally known to be last minuters. I hope they will not wait until. So I'm looking forward to mobilizing them, to inviting them, to making sure that they participate. We will do this. Thank you very much. Operation Borehole 55. www.africaonlinetv.org. That's where you go to get all the information. The flyer will be coming back again to all of us, and we will be able to, I hope, do what we have to do. Mother Africa is looking up at all of us. Thank you all.
All right, thank you so much, Merci beaucoup. That's all I'm going to end with. Let me go to the website. We're going to extend this show briefly, not for 30 minutes, just for a few minutes. This is our website, www.africaonlinetv.org. Here is the flyer, the link, hold on. Okay, can you guys see? This is a Zoom ID. So we are going to be sending out an announcement like we normally do. Our chief executive editor is going to handle that for the event. So Nia Song, if you can generate the Zoom link this week, maybe tomorrow, for Operation Ball 55 with the ID, so that people can share, and if you can incorporate the flyer, that's the updated flyer, which is on the WhatsApp group, the one that has both donations and sponsorship there, that would be great. We'll talk about that offline. But I want to take you to the donation link so that when you go to our website, this the website developer Uzoma is going to be trying to shrink this so that when you go there, you see all the payment handles. You see this donate here with your credit card or debit card, GoFundMe. We have Zelle. You can Zelle us at chairperson at africaonlinetv.org. Cash App is $Africa Online. PayPal is donate at africaonlinetv.org. This is the email that will be connected to the CFO's email. So if you want to send any email, just send it to donate at africaonlinetv.org. We also have info. So whichever one you remember, send it. Then we have War Remit also. And like Ambassador Lisa is doing, she's accepting money orders. So I want to state something. Let's not waste our energy on naysayers or people, Thomases. Let's focus our energy on people who are going to donate. They're going to get a tax write-off. So they don't give it to Operation Borehole. They're going to give it to the IRS when they file taxes. Either way, they're going to give that money. I know all of us here are go-getters. We make things happen. Let's use this last week to push. Just imagine yourself after carrying a baby for 9 months. This particular baby has been carried for 3.5 years, and it's time to give birth. So this labor pains that we are trying to, where's Dr. Ogoji? He's our OBGYN. Dr. Ogoji, can you tell us about pushing labor pains? Dr. Ogoji, please. Unmute yourself. You deliver 100 babies a day.
Tell us, a woman
so
can
we
tell
are,
you, not
He delivering babies, but he don't know nothing about no labor
He
pain.
don't know nothing about pushing, okay? Let the women tell him about pushing.
No, I'm talking about pushing for this event right now to get the baby out. So let's put our effort, let's maximize our efforts. And Nia Song, you can go ahead and take a round of the table on our topic, waterborne diseases.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ogoji. I hope you'll be coming back. We'll be getting to you to give us your last word. So we'll begin with...
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay, you are there. You had a challenge about pushing. I don't know if you push, but you receive. You don't push, you receive the product of the pushing. So, how's it been?
Well, waterborne disease is a very important subject that should not be happening these days, but it's one of the biggest killer and cause of disease in Africa. That should not be happening. So this Operation Borehole, especially in healthcare facilities, will go a long way to save some lives and millions of lives. Regarding pushing a baby, you know, a pregnant woman will be pregnant for 9 months, and then she will get to labor, try to have the baby. She's all tired about having the baby, but when the time for pushing comes, then the challenge comes.
Yeah.
She either push through or she stay pregnant. It's not easy, so we need to push through or we stay where we are. Pushing through means that you push against all odds and achieve the goal that we want. The goal is to sink as many boreholes as possible to as many countries as possible. Thank you.
Brother Moses, I know you're on the continent. You may want to either go back to bed or well, but just say your last word on this program, Operation Borehole 55, and of course, our topic of the day, waterborne diseases. Brother Moses.
Yes, water is really important, and we cannot overemphasize the value and the dignity associated with water. having experienced difficulties of having access to water as a child, and as I grew up, as I traveled across the continent, I would just like to appeal to those that can afford to contribute, that they do so generously on Sunday. Even before that, even after Sunday, the Sunday event, would like to appeal to their conscience that they consider the many people, our mothers and sisters, who walk long distances to just go and fetch 20 liters of water that they are going to use maybe for 2 days. That we continue to support such initiatives, not only now, but for many, many more years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm being very discriminatory here. Professor Agrippa, please, your last word.
I'm just going to encourage everyone to donate. This is one of the most important projects for the continent. It's getting too long before we come to this point. So I want everybody, I'm encouraging everybody to support the African Online Media Corporation. Do your best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And down to Sierra Leone, I know Evelyn should want to go back to bed at this time. So Evelyn, please.
Yeah, it's late over there.
Yeah, thank you. Again, like everyone, I want to encourage all Africans on the continent and diaspora, please let's donate and donate generously to this initiative. It's life-saving. Water is life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency. Lisa, please, your last word.
Amen. My last words, not only is water life, but waterborne diseases are done as of today. In the name of Jesus, we decree that there will no more sicknesses, no more disease, no other child will be dying from waterborne diseases, because water is life, and we're going to see to it that water and boreholes are put in Africa, that no other child is left behind or lost. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam CFO. I know you came in late. You should have been the last, but you are not the last. You're last.
Okay. Yeah, we cannot emphasize how important this project is to Africa. And that's why we say Africans, stand up for Africa. Donate, keep that one Saturday outing. Donate that money towards a worthy cause, and that is water for Africa. I guarantee you, Africa Online Media Corporation is a 501c corporation. So all your deductions, all your donations are tax deductible. You gain the benefit either through your taxes or just the joy of giving or doing something for your country. So stand up and be counted. You will be glad you did.
Thank you very much, Madam CFO. Co-host Sylvia, I know that time is not on your side. You came in a little bitten, but you have stayed the course. You've come to the end of the program without collapsing, and we're very happy for that. Your last word.
Well, we keep saying water is life. And for sure, an African problem with an African solution. We have problem solvers on this team who are dynamic in what they do, passionate in what they do, and also the love for the continent. It's one voice, one Africa, one people. Together we can do this. Rome wasn't built in a day, one borehole at a time. And before you know it, each country will probably have boreholes we can't even count anymore. Or better yet, somebody might come up with a better solution for us. Instead of digging boreholes in every country, somebody may come up with another solution. But for now, our solution as Africa Online is to build boreholes under Operation Borehole 55. September 6th, 12 noon, we're expecting each and every one of you to be a part of this. Come one, come all, it's going to be a party. It's going to be something that you'll remember the rest of your life. To donate, to go to www.africaonlinetv as in television.org, www.africaonlinetv.org. Like our CFO said, your money is tax deductible, so it's not like you're just throwing money out there. But then again, us women, how much money do we pay on our weaves? How much money do we spend on our makeup? How much money do we spend on our clothes? If I go in my closet or in your closet right now, I challenge you. You will find clothes with tags that you bought 10 years ago and you haven't even worn them.
That's right.
Understand? So we need to stop this business of saying, oh, I don't have money. I don't have money. But when it comes to clothes, guess what? We're out there, we're even worse than Imelda Marcos with her shoes. So let's come together as a team. Let's come together as one big happy family. Let's help Africa. Let's start developing Africa. Let's start building the Africa that we want. Not the Africa that the other colonizers and everybody wants, but the Africa that we want. We are modern. We have been educated. We have learned. We have seen. Now let's go out there and show what we have seen and stop complaining so much and expecting donor all the time. Donor is over. It's time to act, shake and bake as Africans. Let's give back to the continent. You heard our chairperson talk about the brain drain. Now this is brain gain. We need to go back and apply all the knowledge and all the experiences that we've had in the Western world back to Africa. Nobody will build Africa for us. We keep complaining about the Chinese. Well, guess what? If we don't go and build those boreholes, the Chinese will come and build those boreholes. So we don't want to complain. Stop complaining. Unless you're going to fall into action, you're going to drop everything you're doing. Get on the show on September 6th, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. By the way, let me mention that it's 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For the military people, they call it 12 hours. So 1200 hours Eastern Standard Time. We're expecting to see a great crowd for this because this is for all of us. It's just not for one country. This is for our continent, Mother Africa. Somebody had posed a question to say, which part is considered sub-Saharan Africa? It's anything south of the Sahara Desert itself. In other words, the top part of the Sahara Desert, which is considered North Africa, is not considered sub-Saharan. Anything below, you know, the desert goes across like that. So anything below the Sahara Desert is called sub-Saharan Africa. So come one, come all. May God bless each and every one of you for your donations. You don't have to wait until September 6th to donate. You can still go to our website at www.africaonlinetv.org, www.africaonlinetv.org, and make your donation. Every little penny helps. Every kobo helps. So please, let's do this together. Let's make ourselves proud. Let's make our continent proud by coming together and solving an African problem with an African solution. May God bless each and every one of us.
Thank you, Madam Co-host. And my turn now, I would say, because Madam Chair, you will take the last spot because I know you have something to add after.
No, you're going to close out the show. I don't close out the show. So let me just say what I need to say.
Okay,
After you close out the show, I'll play the national anthem. I want to make this very clear. The project we are doing is Operation Borehole 55. It's for the entire continent. If your country does not need the water, we will not come there. I don't know of any country in Africa that every human being that lives there has water. So we will start with sub-Saharan Africa, but it is not just for sub-Saharan Africa, please. We want all Africans and people of African descent to be part of this, please. We need water everywhere. We are starting with the most needy countries, and we're going to go around the continent. Thank you so much. So, Nia Song, I would be playing the national anthem after you close out the program.
Merci, Madame President. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure being with you today. Operation Borehole 55, that is our cry. Come in, please, make your donation. Donnez votre contribution pour qu'on puisse construire ce point d'eau. Merci beaucoup. And now we thank you all and we say till next Sunday. You know, that's D-Day. Over to you and with the anthem.
Oh, Africa. Oh, Africans for Africa. 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 Africans have no right idea. Only you let us share. You really want to know my history? Please come, sit down, listen to my story. God gave us a wisdom He guides our footsteps, makes us shine and transform. Hey, as one people, with so many cultures, indeed we are one. Stand up, Africans, let's sing Africa. Let us all unite behind Africa Online Media Corporation. Stand up, Africans, let's sing Africa. It's time to come together, promote awareness, progress, and solution. Africans, Africans for Africa. Africans, Africans for Africa. Africans, Africans for Africa. All Africans can rally for a common cause, to believe without judgment in what our brother does. To identify and resolve our challenges, to allow each other's ideas without regard to standards as one people. With so many cultures, yes indeed we are one. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Let us solve all the problems plaguing our continent. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. Let us empower Africans in the house of Africa. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Africa Online Media Corporation, that's a good way to start. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. They have all the resources we need to benefit our society. Oh. There will be education for everyone. We believe prosperity for Africans. We believe medical facilitation for Africans. We believe stand up, Africans, for Africa. Africa Online Media Corporation, that's a good way to start. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. Africa is the cradle of civilization. The motherland. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. We were enslaved not because we were weak, but because of our hospitality. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. Jump on the Africa Online Miracle Jet. Don't be left. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Together we shall succeed. Together we will win. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. We are writing our own story, the truth, and we shall tell it to the world. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. No more lies, Africans own Africa.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See we can see you guys on Saturday for the last dry run.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.